Good evening and welcome to the 5th round of the USF2000 Awesome Club Track Series with Sim Racing Online. We had a postponement of our last try at this round because of website troubles, but we are back and we are going to go ahead with round 5. This is a 30-minute race around the Neva ring in Russia. You feel like you're constantly turning left. It's very, very weird. The curbs feel ginormous in these cars. So yeah. So if we look at the schedule so far, it's not been a great season for me personally. We did round 1 in Townsville. That was a bit of like accident avoidance. I managed to get a 5th from 12th there. So I thought it was starting off great. We had a lot of drivers at the beginning. Then we went to round 2 in Goodwood. Round 2 in Goodwood was another good result. Started 7th up to 4th. That was a very good round. And then we did round 3 at Leipzig Porsche. We didn't have very many people there. I finished last out of the runners, but there was only 5 of us there. So I picked up some points for 5th place, but it wasn't a good round. And then Bikaniki was horrible. So the Latvian track through the forests. And I started 9th, but ended up 8th. But ended up pretty much a lap down. Or more than a lap down, 3 laps down, because I accidentally hit the wall and had to repair my car, so that wasn't too great. So now we're here for the 5th round. So let's have a look at the championship standings so far, and they look like this. So if we have a look at the standings. So I am in 3rd in the championship, equal 2nd in the championship. John van der Geest is ahead of me at the moment because he's had 1 win this season. No, he hasn't had 1 win this season, but he is ahead of me because I think he's had more podiums this season. I haven't been on the podium at all. So we've got some guys that haven't turned up for every single round that were going to be fast. Robin Taylor is always on the pace somewhere. And Kirill Kirilov is always fast. But can he keep it on the track this time to stay in front? We'll have to see. Now, I've had a little bit of practice. We're going to do like half hour quali. And then we're going to end up doing, I think it's a 10-minute qualification session. Let's have a look at. We want our tower to be updating. There's no pit stops in this race either. We want the tower, not the banner. There we go. Apologies in advance if you hear banging and crashing. It seems my neighbour has taken up trampolining lessons tonight. So you may hear bangs and crashes. And errant music coming over my microphone as well, unfortunately. So we just have to deal with that. Right. So, I've had a few laps. I've managed a 108 so far. Well, 108 and 107. I don't know where the 107 came from, because I've never been close to it. But I've not really had a handle on these cars. I've not been able to figure out how to get the best out of them. So yeah. So we've got seven drivers at the moment. We're hoping for 10. I believe it is going to be a rolling start as well. It's a stark contrast.
Exit looks clear.
To the USF2000 races, because because I'm on the pace there, but it's just there's something about this car which I don't get on with. It's very, very odd. Whether or not I'm just not pushing it hard enough.
Sector 3 is now yellow.
I'm just not driving it the right way. It's very, very odd.
Sector 3 is clear, green flag.
So I think you can gain so much time through the chicane there if you get it bang on. I just don't seem to be able to carry the speed through most of these turns. So a bit of a stark contrast to what we did earlier today. We had an 80-minute race at Indianapolis with the DPI cars. And now we're going to do a 30-minute race. Some single-seaters. Couldn't be more different really, could it? So I'm not getting the timing right for those chicanes. That's where the time's going to be won and lost. I suppose it does just depend who's going to take the most risks through the twisties, really. And if you bumble over one of the curbs, it invalidates the current lap
Yellow
and the
flag,
next
sector
one.
1.
Oh, so Nick found part of the serrated curb there. So the curbs are pretty much lethal in this car. They are very high in places, and you can't really be taking too many liberties. Proper 1970s curbs, I suppose. I don't know whether I should be taking off even more wing, to be honest. The track limits are all over the place here. You can invalidate this lap and the next lap by going wide at the hairpin. So I don't know what that's about. So qualifying is going to be at 8 o'clock, which is in 20 minutes. Now in the last round in Bikaniki, I thought I'd found some balance with this car. I thought that I was actually getting back to the pace. Because someone handed me a setup, just a couple of adjustments, and it seemed to feel a bit better.
Yellow flag, sector 3.
I think it was mainly down to you can't cut that. Mainly down to brake pressure, I think. So I was finding that when I was watching people do their laps that they were braking so much later than me. And this track has a very weird sensation going over the starting grid. You can feel it kind of rhythmically go bump, bump, bump. So I don't know what that's about. So it's as if there's like white lines or something that have got collisions on them. mean, I just hope I'm not bringing up the rear and off the pace. Those
The guy behind has just done a 108.11.
races like that can be very frustrating. And as always, we're doing lap after lap on race fuel. So there's no engine mixture on this car. It just seems my driving technique for this course is just not on the pace either. The fast guy is doing a 106 and I'm in the 108s, 107s.
Sector 1 is 0.8, off the pace.
But I can only really do 108s consistently. I don't know where I got the 107 from. But there's one thing with this car that I found is it's kind of on the level of an F3, so it's not got a lot of horsepower. So it's kind of like a kart with a long wheelbase.
P5.
You can step on the gas sooner than you think.
We think guest has gone off. Green flag, sector 2.
The engine takes a little while to spool up. And I think I'm probably going to be taking the inside line and then coming out at the last minute in the race, but if you get the line wrong, that's your lap gone. Got to somehow thread it through the barriers.
Green flag, sector 1.
I can't wait to get this season over and done with, really. I've just
sector 1 is yellow.
Really competitive for the entire 6-race season. Obviously 4 races so far. I think mostly my finishing positions have been because of attrition. And last time out at Bikiniki, I just completely lost the plot and see, try and take too much.
Watch out.
Through there and it just I mean, I'm running front downforce 5. Don't know. So softest anti-roll bar that I can manage. I don't know. Don't know. Hopefully my teammate's going to be here today. Also got to remember there's no speed limit on this car.
There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors. Sector 1 is green. Green flag, sector 2.
There's a couple of Sim Racing Online seasons coming up in the new year. None of which that I want to do. There's actually 3 seasons that's coming up, or 3 series that's coming up. There's a Peugeot 206, which I believe is a front-wheel drive car, so I'm not really that interested. We've then got... what was the other one that I picked up today? GP3 season. I'm not really interested in high downforce cars. But the 3rd season that they're going to do, I am interested in. So they're doing some V8 supercars, which should be good fun. But that's all starting in the new year, so...
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Considering Sector 1 is just 2 corners, I think. That takes the piss.
Sector 2 is a second off the pace.
Lose a second. So either someone's found a shortcut, or I don't know what I'm doing wrong with the chicane, because I'm going as fast as I can.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 is a second off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. That lap was a 108.17.
Get close to the 107s, but... whether or not I'm just not keeping up the speed.
Sector 1 is 0.37 off the pace.
Well, that's better. I just don't know how I can go through that chicane any quicker. So Sim Racing Online.
Sector 1 is 0.37 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace. That was a 107.88.
So Sim Racing Online are doing the outside broadcast with commentary.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
That's on YouTube if you search for Sim Racing Online. So you can't even touch those curbs at all.
We can see Struha has crashed.
Or you get a track limits.
Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. Sector 1 is green. Green flag in Sector 2.
So I don't know. Well, let's say I'm hoping that there are a few people that are on my pace, otherwise this is going to be a very boring race. I mean, I don't know if it was worth taking that wing off. If anything, it feels more unstable. I mean, I suppose we can try it with our maximum wing on and see what happens, but just, I don't know, just not getting it. There's a method to this car and I'm not getting it. We've got about 8 minutes till quali. My teammate is here.
Track's clear. Push, push, push.
Now, I used to blip on downshifts for this car. But I don't think you need to. It can sometimes keep the back a bit more stable. I mean, if those curbs were like proper curbs, like flatter curbs, this circuit might feel a bit more manageable.
Sector 2 is now yellow.
I'm just going to have to take it very careful, because they're going to bite somebody. And kind of like at Bikaniki in Latvia, it was like...
Exit looks clear. Sector 2 is now green.
The corner where I knew it would be sketchy was the corner that I screwed up on. It didn't take long because it was just a case of I think I put a wheel on the curb, tried to hold it, and it just went around the car, went. Couldn't do anything about it. So we've got 9 drivers out of the 10, which is good. Turn 1 is going to be interesting. Actually, I don't think this is a rolling start. Or is it?
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Gonna have to wait for the briefing.
We think that Summers has binned it. Green flag sector 3.
I'm just going to have to give these curbs a wide berth in the race. I can't be hopping over them. I mean, I have done 108 valid lap. I've also done a 107 a valid lap, but
Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
and you can't get first gear any lower. Doesn't let you adjust the gears. So I'm wondering whether people are just keeping the engine spun up.
Yellow flag in Sector 3.
It's going to have to keep an eye on the mirrors when the race comes, because I have a feeling that this course might be quite hard to pass on.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.4 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace. You've just done a 108.56.
Tyre wear doesn't really become a problem.
Sector 2 is 1.3 off the pace.
How much fuel for 10 minutes?
For 10 minutes. We estimate that we'll need 6 litres.
So, are we saved? We'll save that setup. Don't know. I really don't know how I'm supposed to get this car around the course. I mean, a top 5 would be great, but how they're doing 105s, I don't know. Should probably take on some fluid. Oh, damn, my bottle's over there. I'll take on some fluid after the quality. Oh, dearie me. It's tricky. And hopefully I won't need to come into the pits. It was kind of sod's law that last week I never worked out how to get into the pits. Didn't know work out the pit entry, and I had to figure it out in the race because of because I crashed. So
that's the end of the session. P5.
Don't know what's happened to the... There we go. Right. Gonna take fuel out. I did. Right.
Exit's clear. Push. Okay, Neil. We've got 9 minutes to do the business.
Carrying too much fuel, but it's not really going to make much difference at the end.
Yellow flag, sector 3. Green flag, sector 3.
A nice banker 108 would do nicely. Gotta get these tyres warmed up though. It's the thing about qualifying in SRO. You have to make it back to the pits after every run. I'm 9/10 off on my first go.
P4.
Giving the curves a little bit of a wide berth.
P5.
I mean, P5 in quali was what I was really expecting.
Okay, mate, I'll do the spotting.
Incident sector 3, yellow flag. Sector 2 is 1.1 seconds off the pace.
We're just working up to our faster time.
P4, Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. Okay, Neil, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
Should have stayed in third gear, I think.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag. That's your best lap in this session. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
So basically slowing all three sectors, Jim.
Sector 1 is 0.49 off the pace.
107.8. Back came round more than I thought there.
Yellow flag, Sector 2. You're a second off the pace in Sector 2. We think West has binned it. Green flag in Sector 2. That's your quickest lap. Sectors 1 and 3 are 0.49 off the pace. Sector 2 is a second off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.40 off the pace.
Just wish those chicanes weren't there. Oh, I came in too quick.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
I'm going to have time to do 2 more laps.
P5.
Been pipped for 4th. Cannot get the car out of these corners. It dips green for a millisecond and then it comes back. So trying to keep the throttle on.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace.
One more lap.
P7.
I bet I've been pipped by the smallest amount.
2 litres remaining. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. That's the end of the session. 7th position.
People got quicker on their quali setups. I just couldn't do it. Oh, Ben! He was pushing too hard, I think.
Watch your speed.
Everyone else is in the pits. It was just me and Ben that were trying to improve. Right, okie dokie. I believe that's everybody. I don't think Tony's going to do a faster lap. Set the start in order. Let's check what we got. Right. So, Kirillov, the championship leader, is in first. Tony Talviti in second. Robin Taylor in third. John van der Geest in fourth. Pip to the post by Nick Westy. And Carl Straw in sixth. Seventh is me. 8 is Sammy Verima. And 9th is my teammate Ben Summers. It's tough. 19 litres, Jim said. 19, I believe. If not, I'm screwed. Right, let's put our fuel back in. 19 litres of fuel in. Right, let's make sure that we turn all of our overlays back on. If the mouse pointer were to give me control. Can I have the mouse pointer, please? There we go. Right. So we want timing box. On the tower, we want the extended battle box. There we go. Right, I'm just going to get my water. You won't believe how difficult all of this is in VR. Very difficult. Oh, right. 2 and a bit minutes to go. Right, shall we do a prediction? Where will I finish? I'm only going to do it for 2 minutes. Well, no, let's do it for 5 minutes.
Fastest lap for Taylor, 107.64.
Where am I going to finish? I'm starting 7th.
The leader has just done a 106.69.
7th out of 9, so I'm guaranteed a top 10. Guaranteed a top 10.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
But just need to keep it on the island, not pushing over those curbs. Temptation is to really attack them, but I don't think it works out. Doesn't work in your favour. I've not run this tracking in traffic either, so I don't know what it's going to be like. Thank you for the moral support. Same back at you. Let's have a good one. This will change the championship. So Kirill Kirillov is on 116 points, and then John van der Geest and myself are on 108. So we're not far behind, but we would need to beat Kirillov by quite a significant margin in this round and the next. And Robin Taylor is snapping at our heels on 106 points. The person in 5th place isn't here, neither is the person in 6th. So Tony Talviti, who is in 7th at the moment, is going to jump up to 5th place or more after this race. But will the leaders have trouble, and will we not get caught up in it? Yes, that's always the thing. If someone has a tangle, the last thing you want to do is get tangled as well. So don't want to do anything like that.
Checkered flags out, P7.
Right. Oh. 2 races in one day. 2 completely different disciplines. One was an endurance, one is a sprint race. Gosh. I didn't read the briefing. Did you pick up? Yeah.
That's the end of the session, 7th position.
Right. Side. Double check fuel. Yep.
Okay, I'll spot.
Right. It is a formation lap. It's a formation to a standing start. Right, so we are aiming for that yellow car, not the one directly in front of us, but the one not far from us. That's the one we want to get to. Because that's our second in the championship. So these brakes are good warm. Warm these fronts a little. Just don't want to get caught up in someone else's accident. obviously if I'm slow away, that helps my teammate get past the guy behind. I want to stay with the pack. Right, slow clutch release, that's the way we're going to have to do this.
P7, 32 minutes. All right, Neil, be ready. Green, green, green.
On your left. Hold your line. Left side's clear.
Alright, we're through cleanly. Getting a little bit of aero wash. Whoa! Oh, he braked a bit sooner than I thought.
P6.
I'd like to be able to keep up with these guys, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Gotta hope for a mistake, I think. A few people taking liberties with those chicane curbs because people were kicking up dust. Kinda hoping that John can hold them up a little. The two drivers ahead as well, they're actually in the same team, so whether or not they want to battle with each other, I don't know. Robin Taylor is, I think, 4th in the
Gap
championship.
to west in front is now 1.1.
Pulled out 2 seconds on the car behind. I'm in the 108s, so that's good. That's my target. I mean, if I could have got 107s, that would have been great, but... Remember that this is a sprint race, there's no real time for hanging back. If you're gonna go for it, you go for it.
Incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
Clear right.
Green flag, Sector 2.
I'm kind of glad I didn't knock my front wing off, really. Ben and Sammy are having a good battle in front.
P9.
Unfortunately, their last laps are in the 110s, so I'm actually going to get held up. Oh, he's got up the inside. Nearly. Oh, Sammy's gone wide. I followed him.
Car left. Left side's clear.
P8.
I think Sammy was a little kind to Ben there. Although he was up the inside along the straight. I was kind of a bit boxed in.
Yellow flag.
Oh, is that my... No, it's not my championship rival. Like Carl got some air then over the curve. Oh, Ben's a bit wide. Be careful, Ben. last thing you want to do is hit your teammate. Dr. Pepper in formation. I mean, if Ben is able to get Carl off balance a little.
On the left, 3 wide. The right side's clear.
I chose the right direction.
It looks like Struha has gone off. Green flag in sector 2.
Oh, that sucks. Teammate went one way. Ron. I suppose I had more time to react and see what was happening.
6th place.
Dr. Pepper went one way and the other. Unfortunately, Ben chose the wrong. Oh, he's still running. I don't think he mustn't have damage.
Summers behind is now 1.2.
He's only running a second behind me, so he hasn't got any damage. I don't think. Right, lost touch with the top 5. There are no team orders. You would hope that maybe the leaders would maybe battle with each other and slow each other down. Or maybe
Okay, Neil, you're halfway home. Your fuel is fine.
Cause a mistake, and I can pick up the pieces, but a mistake from myself has pushed me down away from them.
Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. We think that Struha has stacked it. Sector 3 is green.
I mean, second place is all out on his own. It's third, fourth and fifth that are nose to tail. But if I'm running the same lap times as them, I can't really get on terms.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag in sector 1. Okay, Neil, the next car is Guest.
Oh. Van der Geest has had a problem. But does that mean that going to drop back. I doubt it. It's 13 seconds ahead, so he must have had a...
The gap to Summers behind is now 3.7.
He must have had a whoopsie. When he was doing 107s before. Let's see if that lap time comes down. I can see them through the trees. So, I think I preempted fate when I said, you know, if I lose the pack, then it's going to be a very, very lonely race. And that's exactly what it is. It's going to shape up the championship, something. You did a 1:12 that last lap.
Your reel-in guest in. The gap is now 12 seconds. Your last lap time was a 1:08.52.
Is it going to be a case of that we're just going to be too little too late at 12 minutes? It's not an awful lot of time.
The next car is Taylor.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Okay, Neil, you've used half your fuel.
Plot thickens. I imagine this is looking very good on the broadcast, but as in the official broadcast. It's a pity I can't see it or be involved in it.
That lap time was 1:08.58.
Come on, boys, make mistakes. I've made one, why don't you?
The gap to Summers behind is increasing. It's now 6.9.
Ben is in a lonely place behind me too. He's got 7th by about 6 seconds or so.
All right, Neil, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
And they're doing 107s ahead. I just don't feel confident enough to bang over those curbs like everyone else is. It's an apex there somewhere, I guess. Again, I feel very front limited. I should set up my car a bit more oversteering.
Sector 1 is 0.38 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
I had hoped them battling would actually slow them down, but it's not seeming to. And to think, if I hadn't have made that mistake, I would have gained a couple of places so far, probably. Although, would I have got caught up in them having their accidents? Maybe. Chasing lap time again. Oh, 6 minutes of this to go. Oh, that was too much. I mean, as far as track limits go, I could be taking advantage
We'll see a minor wear on the fronts.
The fact that we've got 10 points to play with. But it's just too risky. There's never really been a consistent way to cut the curb.
The gap to Summers behind is increasing. It's now 12 seconds.
Still battling away.
5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left. Sector 3 is yellow.
I mean, I could probably
We
cut
think
that
that Taylor has
second.
gone off. Green flag sector 3.
Well, that's their battle done. But he's still 9 seconds ahead, so...
All right, Neil, you're reeling. Taylor, in. The gap's now 8.7. Minutes of fuel remaining.
Carrying a bit too much. Oh, I can see him ahead. Is he damaged? He might be. Yeah, he must be damaged. We're up to P5.
P5.
I mean, that's kind of my usual pace. P5. I mean, Robin was set to collect quite a few points there.
Yellow flag, sector 3. Green flag, sector 3.
That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear so-and-so in
You've got
front
a bit of tyre
bin
wear
dip.
on all your tyres.
Not telling me what I want, Jim. I mean, I'm about to be lapped. Well, it's 9 seconds away. He's doing 107s and I'm in the 108s.
There's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So he ain't gonna catch me in 2 minutes. A lapped car coming up. Don't screw it up when you've got a nearly guaranteed 5th place. The leaders had it pretty simple this time. Oh, I didn't mean to cut it that much. Although I've got no track limits for that. Weirdly. See, I'm just not that good at exploiting the limits of the track, really. Massive understeer. Oh dear. could have been a contender. Those two inside curbs, I could probably rattle over them a bit faster, but... didn't really want to risk it. I'm kind of glad when this season's over.
P5, that's the finish. Well done.
Well, look at my tyres. They are in not the greatest condition. But I pushed. And at some point I pushed too hard. Gosh. So how much do you win by? Blimey. Right, let's go to the results, shall we? Oh, my arms feel like they're just about to drop off. So as expected, Kirill Kirillov just ran away with it whilst everyone else was battling. Just ran away with it, 20 seconds. Tony Talvati probably jumps up from 5th in the championship. Nick Westy gets 3rd. John van der Geest, my nearest championship counterpart, who was joint 2nd with me in the championship. He's now pulled ahead, I would imagine. I get a very tired 5th. My teammate Formation Flying in 6th. Sammy gets 7th. Carl Struhl gets 8th. And must have been crash damage for Robin Taylor because he was running in 3rd for a little bit, or 4th for a little bit. So, welcome in, Ben. Hopefully your race was not as bad as mine. Thanks for the follow. I was there was part of me that was like, oh no, as when Carl span, I went left, you went right, and unfortunately you chose the wrong direction, and I was just quite concerned that you'd maybe knock the front wing off, but I could see it from further back. You see, I could see what was happening, so I had more time to react. I saw the car kind of go broadside, and I kind of knew that it probably wasn't going to go backwards because he would have held the brake, and unfortunately he span just right in front of you, and I could dodge to the left. But it was a very fast part of the circuit for that to happen as well. It was always happening in slow motion. So that was quite difficult. Right, so that's the 5th round over and done with. I hated that track. Hated it. Didn't like it at all. Didn't like it at all. So we've only got one round left of this championship. I don't know whether I think the championship is still up for grabs, but something dramatic would need to happen in the last couple of races for Kirill to lose his lead. Because he's on 116 points and he's just earned 40 out of that. 4-0. John van der Geest was 4th, so he gets 36, 30. So he's pulled out more points. So something would have to happen with Kirill for the last round, and we're going to be going to South Africa. I remember this track. It's a bit desolate with track markings and things. There's a lot of undulation to it. It's going to be a lot like some of our other rounds that we've done in the other championship, the USF Pro. Kind of like what do you call it? Kind of like what was the one we did? I can't remember. It's the IndyCar that run there. Well, it goes up and down anyway. Let's see if I can look it up. USF Pro. So it's kind of like, it's going to come to me when it pops up. Barber Motorsports Park, that's the one. It's kind of like that, but a bit slower, I think. So, yeah. And apologies if you've heard kind of music or banging or things over my microphone. The neighbours upstairs seem to be, I don't know, having a party or something, but they're making a hell of a racket. So anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I've done 2 races today. 2 races, and that's me done. I'm going to chop up the VOD for the DPI race that I did this afternoon. It didn't go too badly. Not too badly for me anyway, because I'd not been in that car at that track. I had to learn how to drive the DPI. That was a very, very interesting, let's say. I did spin a little, but it wasn't too bad. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I don't know if we can. I know Ben raided me. I don't know if we can. We can pass on viewers to anybody else that's particularly streaming on a Saturday. Should we go raid Dizzy? Because Dizzy's doing the DPIs. How far is he through? What session is he in? I don't know what session he's in. Let's go raid Dizzy. He's doing the DPIs. He's a better place than I was. He must be midway through the race. Just started 113 minutes ago. Yeah, let's raid Dizzy. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna maybe try and I wanna do some chill streams for a change, kind of just to balance it up, because I tend to do lots of racing at the moment, but I'm back into my trains. I kind of like my trains again, so we might do some chill streams. With that, it's a lot more relaxed and less kind of uptight. But anyway, I normally post on social media if I go live. But in my next race, if I look at my calendar, the next league race will be in 2 weeks' time. So on the 12th of December, I believe. Yep, 12th of December. And I'm gunning for the championship there. So it's the final round of that championship. So it should be a good showdown. Fingers crossed. Anyway, let's say hello to Dizzy, and we'll see how he's doing in the DPI. So for now, I'll see you later.